Hello everyone, let's come up with this table mat drawing. So what you're going to do, we're going to construct a square of side 340, then give it an offset of 20, give it another offset of 95, then we'll draw this 4 circle with an array tool, and then lastly chamfer all the vertices, and then do this middle square. Then lastly we're going to hatch it to hatch this middle portion. So we'll begin. So I have my AutoCAD 2022 ready. Come to home, but make sure to change the working space from 3D to drafting and annotation. Then afterwards, we're going to come to home, come to the rectangle command, then input the dimensions as 340, tab 340, then enter. Zoom in by my mouse wheel button, the middle mouse wheel, and then we'll come and do the offsets. So the first one is 20, the next one is 95 to get this particular center line. So we'll come to offset. The first one is 20, inwards, enter. The next one is 95 from that point inwards. So after that, we're going to draw this circle, diameter 60. So the circle center diameter is 60. Enter. Then come and do a rectangular array by selecting the object, then enter. So in between, we're going to have 2 rows only. Then the total number of columns is going to be 2 as well. So 2 rows and 2 columns, as you can see. Then the distance in between the column spacing is supposed to be from the question, it's supposed to be, so this one is from here to here is 95, from here to here is also 95. So 95 times 2 is 190. So if you take 190 out of 340, you get 150. So distance in between is supposed to be 150. Then afterwards, we'll move this from that point to that point. So the only thing that you've not done is, again, coming back to that, we need to put the distance between rows as 150 as well. Then enter. Then now I'll move it. We'll come to home, then move from the center point to that point, so that we have that. So another way, you could draw one circle, then you copy it to these particular vertices. So afterwards, we need to draw this internal square. So where the center lines intersect, so we're going to have the first center line here, then I don't want it to have another center line this other side. So after doing that, so center line going upwards, 90, and center line this other side. So then afterwards, we're going to since the dimensions for this inner square has not been given, we're just going to have it some distance from this center line. We're going to have a point inclined at 45, then another 45, and so on and so forth. So what we need to do is we just need to make this distance from the first center line to the tip of the square constant. So we can offset this particular center point of the rectangle or the square, I mean, at the same distance, so that we get these 4 corner points. So what I mean is this: we'll come to offset, then we'll choose through. So we'll take that, then give it some small distance inwards as such. Then afterwards, we can come to line command. Then from that point, we can have a line but inclined at 45 degrees. Oops. I'm going to put that. So tab 45 degrees, enter. I'm going to mirror these as well. So I come to mirror, select that, then select the first point and the last point. I'm not erase. Then I'll do the same so that it goes to the top. So I have a line from that point. Any distance so long as the angle remains 45, then enter. Then again I'll come to mirror this line from that point downwards, such. Then afterwards I'm going to do my trimming so that I get rid of any unwanted lines. So then I'll delete this since it's also finished. Then I'll delete these extra lines as well. Then afterwards, coming back to my drawing, you can see that the first fillet is 30, the first fillet is 50 and 30. So I'll come to fillet the radius of 50, enter, then click on polyline, then enter the first one, then the next one, enter radius of 30, choose polyline again, then fillet the next one as well, so that you have that. And then afterwards, you can come and we'll get rid of this inner. But before we do that, we can offset it to this to the quadrant pointer. So I'll select through, press enter, press on what I want to offset, and then click on shift and click quadrant. The quadrant point is that point as such. Then afterwards, I'm going to trim these excess edges at those points, so that in the long run we have what we want, which is a nice square all around the 4 circles. So afterwards, we can get rid of this since we have done a bit. Get also rid of these 2 lines. So after having that, we'll select these lines, then join them together. So join them together, and then afterwards you can hatch that center point using this pattern. So you can change the angle or the scale of the pattern using these arrows. You can make it far apart or close. If I'm satisfied, I'll press enter. Then afterwards, so you can see all you need to do now is to apply annotation. So just come to the annotate tab, choose linear dimension for, let's say, the end point to the center of the circle. So center of the circle to the end point as such. Then you can also have from the tip to the end point. So from the tip to the end point. Then you can also have this particular part. So dimension, linear dimension from that point to that point. You can see. Then you can also have diameter dimension, let's say for this circle. You can also have radius for these particular curves and so on and so forth. So that is how we obtain that particular drawing. The only mistake you've done is you have filleted the wrong part. So this is not supposed to be there, but it's supposed to be, you have hatched the wrong part. So it's supposed to be this particular side. So that's the only correction that you're supposed to do. Now we can finish off with the dimensions. If your dimensions are not visible, you can also increase its size from the modify tab of the dimension. So that is how we do it. Thank you for watching.